Radiant team pick.
It's Radiant's turn to pick. Dire should pick now.
Lion.
Just who will know?
Bristleback!
It's Radiant's turn. 10 seconds. It's Dire's turn. What's Radiant's ban plan anyway? Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Just who will Dire ban? What's Radiant's ban plan anyway? Ten seconds. 5 seconds. It's Radiant's turn to pick. It's Dire's turn to pick.
It's a warrior.
Seconds. 5 seconds. Radiant's back. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Dire should pick now. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. It's Dire's turn.
Templar Assassin.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds. It's Radiant's turn to ban. Just who will Dire ban? 10 seconds. 5 seconds. It's Radiant's turn to ban. Dire should pick now. Ten seconds. It's Radiant's back.
I speak for the trees.
Run, 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 run!
Choose your hero. Ten seconds. 5 seconds.
At the back.
Prepare for battle.
それはどうかな。
お前はもう死んでいる。お前は
Весна
もう死んでいる。
пришла,
И победа сможет, ведь что
Здорово,
мертво умереть
здорово.
не может.
I'm very, very sorry, but you just got baited.
Stop jungling, let's push.
Time to go.
Mau kemana bos? Mau kemana bos?
I'm very, very sorry, but you just got baited.
30 seconds. First things first, Jax. Who's their money on? Time to raise bloody hell.
You're not.
I'm very, very sorry, but you just got baited.
Got his work cut out for him. He goes for Mistcoil level 1. He can't really gap close to harass. They're going to have a bit of a slower start up here in the top lane, and Boom should be feeling pretty good about this lane start. FBZ can just focus in on his last hits and not really be zoned out.
Of course, that does leave the mid lane where you will see Yopaj along with Makoto. For now, it does seem to be favoring Yopaj. Look at the damage output he gets with that Rocket Barrage every time the refraction's down. Suppose this is why Yopaj really wanted that Gyrocopter mid. For now, it is working out quite nicely. Makoto is suffering.
Yeah, and that's the one thing with Gyro. Because you're mid lane, you can go for bottle, and that means you can really spam at your spells much more often. In economy, he just has to sit back, focus on Look at this!
This might be enough. Makoto is going to eat the Fairy Fire in time. Yopaj will rush for the top water rune. Makoto, he'll have to be very quick for that bottom one. Nobody from the side of Neon are around to try and secure this other bot water rune, so he is going to be able to pick it up. But this mid lane, it's not going to get any easier. Makoto, he's had a real tough time, and here we go again. Homing missile out, and he's going to be forced to to back off with your punch. He's still going to time the T1 tower with the rocket barrage and gets the kill. Now that's confidence.
Yeah, I love seeing it from Yupaj, styling on mid, and we talked about it, right? Like, Rocket Barrage is a very creative way to just burn through refraction, but it works. You isolate the TA, you force your way, the last hits aren't looking clean for Mikado as well. So he's going to have to play in that jungle, and you can see Boom already focusing on getting some stacks up there. Very early stacks coming through from Kescu to ensure there will be recovery farm, but they're going to have to ensure that that jungle is safe. If it's not, then Neon might just look to jump in themselves with a flag once it's up.
They will. Hard already scouting out here. Hyde going to move his way back up and make sure nothing sus is going on. In fact, he might be able to snipe a courier, but he'll miss out. Top lane still a very kind of standard farming lane between the two teams. See, Natsumi should be suffering a bit more than he is, though. Like, I thought FBZ might be able to deny a lot more on the Nature's Prophet, but that hasn't really been the case. While Natsumi is still a little bit low in terms of CS, he's doing just fine.
Yeah, you're pretty happy with the situation. I expected more aggression coming through from FBZ and Kescu. Like, again, just playing with Little Shredder and the Blightstones and the range damage output. But it looks like John Wells done a really good job of just applying the Mist Coil when needed, get the Dispel off on the Aphotic Shield to remove that Little Shredder debuff, and really prevent most of the trades from flying through. So Natsumi's still going to have a steady ride up. He is going for a Witch... Well, no, that's not Natsumi. That was FBZ going for the Witchblade. The Witchblade rush for FBZ. Once that's up, the MP can really be aggressive around the lanes. But it's still going to be a bit while longer until that's up. Mid lane is still really nicely back and forth. Mikado's now trying to get some damage off onto Yopaj. He does have a full bottle with a water rune up here.
He was in big trouble though. Like, that homing missile connected, and with the rocket barrage, he would have got a lot of damage in there with the gyro, but Makoto actually clipped up the creeps to make sure they did not die around him. And that way he didn't really take that much damage from that rocket barrage that just went out. So a very nice little play there from Makoto. And now with the side blades, he's trying to get the damage out. Yopaj needs to be careful. He'll go for a run behind the tier 1 tower, and he is going to be all right. Makoto, looks like he's happy with the way this game's going. Is now play hard. He's going to get caught. Does eventually die as Kescu does make the rotation. But he still has all that knowledge about these ancient stacks that have been happening in this triangle. Again, they are still very, very easy to steal for the side of Neon if they do want to make their way over.
Yeah, they've got the option to just run up. We don't have Flak up yet, but I think they're just going to be able to force the side of Boom to be really careful in that area. They've even got that forward ward on the top lane, so they know there are a couple of stacks being built up as well by the outpost. And for Neon's part, they just need to be able to contest. So right around the 10-minute mark, you want to be able to run up there. You can see Playhard really prioritizing these bounties as well, cutting off Mikado right now. That should lead to some pretty good times, but the TP's there from Hyde. He gets a bottle refill for his mid, so Mikado's not really going to miss out. The build is a bit painful though.
Play hard.
They will make a move.
They're going in. Call down is there. Makoto is out of refraction already. He's going to try and just survive somehow, but he's been stunned up too long and he's going to go down. And this is not a performance from Makoto you expect to see when he's playing the Templar Assassin. But you've got to give props to Yopaj. I can't really fault Makoto. He's trying his absolute best. But this gyrocopter pick is really just countering out this TA.
Yeah, it's just... They've figured it out. You can burn through refraction, you can contest jungle. Natsumi up top's diving deep as well, but not enough.
He won't get the kill. Nice little TP away.
Still really good aggression though. Like, you force the NP back, you're finding that free lane on the Ursa, you've got phase boots up. You could still go Battlefield though.
They get play hard. Lane, Kescu and Hyde once again setting up for that easy line kill. So it's going to be it for now for Neon, but I suppose for Boom Esports, the way this game has gone, a lot of it is going to rely on Dreamercell now, considering he's the top CS on the board. He needs to make the space here to allow Makoto to catch up throughout this game, and although it is a bit early now, once he does have maybe the boots up, he could start making those rotations over to try and be a real nuisance on this hero. He can't really allow Neon to just have their way this game.
Yeah, you definitely don't want these guys to start running down. Look at this movement out from Neon. They spot the jungle, they spot Kescute as well.
Spike out, Rocket Barrage. Kescute not even going to try for the deny himself. Meanwhile, FBZ trying to farm some neutrals, but he is caught as well. There's your Hex out. He cannot TP. He will go down. Dream Assault might need to rotate. I mean, these stacks are going to start being taken now.
Yeah,
It looks like
can't
just
allow
because
it.
they have the vision, they might not rotate yet, but you've got to be very careful. It's going to be a lot of gold.
They are at least securing the ancient stack, so it's a bit better here for Mikato, getting that gold injection. Unfortunately, that's just going to finish up the power treads. So no Desolator, not even close, and Dream himself actually.
They've got the damage as well for this Bristleback kill. Yapan's going to get to the front, gets the kill. FBZ, he TP's in, but what can he really do? He's rounds out Scam, but Scam is just going to go for a run as Yapaj now. We'll hold back Hyde. We'll make sure they cannot continue this chase. They do miss out on the stacks. So Neil, they don't really capitalize as much as you would have liked to see them. But at the same time, they're still controlling the map, and even with those stacks taken, Boom Esports, they are only 1k ahead. In fact, they're not even that anymore. The network goes the way of Neon, and now they found out Hyde. Spike Carapace is going to be out. Play hard. He might be the one to drop. There's a nice ground block. Is there FBZ? He's blocked them in. This is like a little shredder happening right in this little gap. Yapanj now is going to try and run, but they should have enough damage and control to eventually get rid of this gyrocopter, or do they? Yapanj now with the stampede, going to run away. Gives the tip over to CTM to boot. Thank you very much, sir. That'll be it. He's fine.
That is way too close for comfort. Now CTM, he hung around this bot lane. They're around here.
No stampede up. CTM should not have an easy way out. With the Impel set up, maybe Play Hard can help with the Earth Spike, but CTM, he has to run and wait for more backup. There's Hyde still trying along with the Nature's Prophet, but do they have enough? Play Hard, he's running away now. Yapaj has rotated. They are still chasing this lion. Play Hard moved him out. Now the Earth Spike there. Hyde is blocked in by the treants of Boom Esports. Meanwhile, Yapaj, he gets FBZ on the Nature's Prophet. Will chase down Hyde as well. The homing missile's out. They can't burst it down in time. Makoto, he's going to try and help by chasing down the gyrocopter, but the homing missile will be enough. Still, the Spike Carapace will lock down the gyro. And boom, they still get a very nice trade out of this. It does seem to favor them in terms of gold and XP, thanks to the gyrocopter dying. So not really all bad for Boom.
They make it work. They find a big kill. I'm just worried about how much space they're giving out to Natsumi here. Natsumi's just free farming top lane, building into that defusal we talked about. So he is going to look to mana burn the Ursa, inhibit out the inhibit out the Bristle, and inhibit out the TA, prevent mana from being an issue at all. They do find a tier 1 bot, and Hyde does have Vendetta up.
Yep, up with the Spike Carapace, and there you go. With the kisses out, he's going to pop the Stampede. He's going to make it, it looks like. TP away, Hyde, no Impel up, there's no way to cancel. Nice little escape there is now top lane. Dreamer Cell, he's been left alone. He still has plenty of mana to play with, so Natsumi is going to have to give him respect. They won't be able to burst him down yet, but they might reinitiate. So Dreamer Cell, he's going to hide in the tree line. You'll have to watch that tier 1 top tower go down. But they already got the bottom tier 1 tower anyway, so Boom should not be too upset.
Yeah, it's an even trade in the end. I think the great part here for Boom is that they didn't actually lose too many stacks. Like we saw them take the Ancients a while ago. They still have control in the triangle. The forward stacks here in the top jungle doesn't look like it was cleared out by Neon as well. So Boom are actually allowed to build up and farm up like this. They're hitting some major spikes. Dream Cell with a Hood of Defiance, and the Vanguard's already really tanky up front, rushing the Ags. And that's the major spike for the Bristle. And you have to remember the synergy here with TA Bristle. Minus armor is going to be flying through. That's going to help the TA's physical burst with the side blades and the Melt Strike, and help with Dream Cell bursting heroes down with the Cold Spray. So there's a lot of great between these two heroes, and you do have to watch just how much farm you're giving out.
Oh, they're down at Hyde. All down's going to be on 3 heroes. Hyde, he's already gone. Now you Refusal Blade is up, so Natsumi will probably want to get involved with the team and start joining these fights. Maybe around that mid-tier 1 tower of the Dire. He's moving his way in now. And it is a 4v5, so maybe you can start trying to apply that pressure into the mid-tier 1 tower of Boom Esports. Lians are going to scout out a little bit of information as Dreamer Cell is going to keep the push up himself. Homing missile, though, is going to be there. The rest of the team from Neon, they're going to ignore the bristle. They'll wrap down towards the bot side of the map, where Makoto is showing on a creep wave, and this is a much better kill, I think. Neon can get a play hard, he gets the hex off. Natsumi going to have his way with the TA, the finger out, they have all the damage. Meanwhile, however, but they did find out CTM, he does have Stampede, but won't be able to pop it in time, and now Yopaj, a great cookie out, does catch him. He's going to try for the TP, and he might just make it, as Natsumi now, he'll jump in by himself on a Kescue, he'll get the Snapfire. It won't be worth his life though, he might need to back, but Januel now will move in with Play Hard. A nice impel there from Hyde to lock down Play Hard. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade, but that one definitely favored the side of Neon.
Got the kill on TA to get the snap, but they only use their offlane in exchange. They will get a lot of pressure on their mid though. They still have to defend this one.
This one's still going to be cautious, but a nice ground up from FBZ. Still Yopaj going to get to work. There's your Stampede out now to make sure they catch Dreamer Cell, and they'll get him onto FBZ. He's going to try and run, but it'll be a double kill for Yopaj. And Boom Esports, they got quite greedy there, trying to push in that mid-tier 1 tower. Assuming Neon would not be willing to defend, but that is exactly what they do.
Neon see the opportunity to go for the Roshan. This could be a bit greedy themselves, but with no respawn tap from Boom. The Rosh, it doesn't take too long for an Ursa to melt it. He'll be able to do it with Kescue's scouting up.
He's going to haste rune. It will wear off now. Hyde's going to try and slow it down to buy more time to the side of Boom, but it's gone. Natsumi has the Aegis, and that's going to be it for Boom now. They've got to back off. Wait for the next power spike to get some farm up while they can, and because they could stick around and defend the mid-tier 1 tower, but they're certainly going to be a little bit more careful about their positioning now. It's definitely a scary time for Boom Esports.
Dire are scanning for enemies.
Yeah, 2 lives on the Ursa is not something you can really deal with well yet. On Boom, you still need some more farm to come through here from Mikato. He does have the Deso up. He can melt heroes if he's allowed to, but the issue is control. He gets hexed up. He's stuck in the middle. Earth Spike follow-up. The hoof stops there. He can't really chase heroes once Stampede is out as well. So you might want a fast BKB here from Mikado. It looks like he is saving up for Dragonlance first for some of those stacks, which will be nice. It just means with no spell immunity, you might have to play a bit safer for Boom a bit longer. And Neon, with the Aegis up, are just diving deep here.
They are CTM right on the Snapfire. We'll take down Kescue onto another. They found the secondary support Hyde. He's gonna drop. Neon Stampede pop. They saw Dreamer Cell. They want the big one. Yopaj already with the Spirit Vessel up on the Gyrocopter. They will catch out the Bristle. That'll be another. Oh, Boom Esports, they are falling apart here, John. It's just very bad news. You're still farming well on Makoto, but that's about it.
Dire just fortified.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Boom. Like, they run in, they get dove on, Dreamer Cell feels the need to make something happen. The mid build, you might be tanky as the Bristle, the 5 heroes clump up against you with the Spirit Vessel up, with the Diffusal up. You can't really hold by yourself. And now, Neon, 15-8, only a 1k lead. But that 1k just feels so impactful because you're playing against a TA who still needs to farm, you're playing against a Nature's Prophet who still needs to farm as well, and that's easy to find his best split push. But you've got the opportunity to invade that jungle, and they found Hyde, but they can't really lock him in. They'll still be able to clear out these camps, prevent some farm from coming out, and just continuously control the map as best as possible.
DZ has been scanned out. He doesn't realize it yet, though, in Yopaj. He's going to force start forward. CTM there as well. They get the stun off. That is a great scan out from Neon. They are just not giving any leeway here to Boom in this best of one. As now Dreamercell's in trouble. Natsumi, he should have enough, but no, the cookie. Is it enough though? Natsumi's still going to chase him down. Dreamercell going to go into the tree line, but the Stampede is out. CTM going to help. Natsumi scouts out the bristle, gets the kill. Keskut, he is stuck in the forest right now. They don't really want to be there, Boom, as the cavalry is coming in. Natsumi, he does get stunned up, but he has the Aegis. Ball down is there from Neon. They will not be able to capitalize. So they do end up losing the Aegis.
Getting friendly with dire
The rest of Neon weren't able to get there in time to help out the Ursa. It won't matter though. They are growing this net worth lead quite quickly, and they do control the tempo of this game. Boom Esports, it just feels like they've got a hope for a miracle this game now. As they chase again, Yapash, he just has no fear. They go into the supports instead. They'll get the Snapfire. Hyde, he's trying to help Bounce, but there is no saving Keskut here as the finger does fly through. Now the triangle belongs to Neon. It's Makoto. At least he steals most of the Ancients away. Neon, they'll back off for a bit.
Yeah, they can rest a bit. They've found a lot of good kills. They can maybe wait for some major items to fly in. I'm loving this itemization on your Posh. Right, he goes for a Spirit Vessel, 4 Staff, then E-Blade next. Like, what even is this for mid? This is not a mid gyro build. This is more like a support gyro build on steroids because of the timings.
Oh, CTM got caught out. Nice little pick up there from Boom. It's a great start. Yapash, he'd be a much bigger target, but nice 4 staff away. Goodness. Kodo.
Just on the edge.
Gonna play hard, but he's not confident enough to jump in. Back to farming, get those tier 2 items up. It's off a nice Grove Bow on the TA now. While that was happening, Dreamercell does sneak the tier 1 mid tower, so a bit of breathing room for Boom and they'll take it. We'll try to make the most of it while they have it. Scam, he is respawning about 4 seconds now, and we know once he's back up with the Stampede, it gets pretty scary again for Boom.
Yeah, and Neon's just gonna look to fight. They could maybe wait for some items to be up, Natsumi saving up for the BKB. That's gonna simplify the process, but it looks like they're starting to clump up, looking for that smoke play together, and should be able to find it. They don't have vision right now, but I think they can kind of deduce where they are. They've got that ramp ward on top jungle.
Tower is about to fall. He's wrong. Radiant just fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under.
Natsumi. Hyde. Avoid the Ursa. Still, they look for more. CTM now going to move into that triangle. Does have his smoke broken. Hyde. He's going to try and fight. A nice impale. It does get down to an Dreamercell. He's been targeted by Natsumi. The call down is there. That'll be your Brisback probably dropping here to Yapash as they leave him be for a bit. Dreamercell, he is still alive, but does eventually die. Natsumi, he is not done yet. He's still going in, but the rest of the team wants to leave. Or do they? Kodo, Denuel is going to die. That'll be 1. Natsumi going back in now, has found a bigger target. He gets FBZ, but an impel there from Hyde to try and help out. CTM dropping low. The melt strike will be enough. Now the buybacks. FBZ back to this team fight. Yapash has been left alone. He'll try to fight this one out now. With a Ghost Scepter up on the Gyrocopter, he'll go for a run. Hard around to try and help out. CTM will now commit the buyback. Yapash knowing he's still being chased down, they'll move in. Earthspike going to be way off the mark. Keskut will get the TP off in time. And the buyback from CTM will amount to nothing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good fight for Boom. They managed to really distract with the bristle. It took way too long to kill off Dreamercell there. And Mikado just comes in with the damage. This is a bit scary. He's got 2 parts of the BKB done, just needs the recipe, and once that TA is up in front with the BKB, your Lion control is not going to be enough, and your Rocket Barrage is not going to melt Refraction. So Boom's going to get a massive spike once that item's up on Mikado, and they're doing a good job of stalling out here. They're just kind of kiting around the Ursa, which is the really big shortcoming for Natsuki. And because Yopaj went for this really strange build of Force Staff, Ghost Scepter, and Spirit Vessel Rush, like a support from mid, he doesn't have damage. You saw the flat cannon do absolutely nothing towards the bristle there, and it's going to be a bit of an issue if Yopaj is not given some space out after this E-Blade to farm into his Kaya Sanj and just kind of try to pivot towards more damage down the line.
Oh, it'll be Neon.
Jex thinks Radiant's bottom tower is
Keep
about
moving
to
forward onto that top tier 2, but Boom Esports are going to do the exact same thing.
Dire structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Very close matchup, just less than 1k. Just about 1k net worth lead here.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tier 3 though, be under siege now. Nobody can respond to that. Yeah, still committed to that top tier 2 tower. Dreamer Cell. Gets stunned up, hide. Mana drained. Autonomous Kiss is going to be expended as well. They really want the vision here of OB Neon, but they are well and truly out. They had the Stampede anyway, so they pretty much always had a chance to just escape there. They're not going to be able to capitalize yet. Kind of be forced to back out themselves. Neon now, they might group up and smoke themselves. Grouped up still. There's your Ethereal Blade now up on your Page. Still, the bottom lane is being forced in as all this is happening, but it's a much slower process with those normal Treants. We're gonna sit back, wait around that Roshan pit and wait out that next Roche. 28 seconds left for that to come up.
Really important for both sides to find it. Neon do pop a smoke here, trying to maybe look for a pick off first. They'd love that Roche as well. The Ag Shard coming true, and it could be big if they start this fight right.
Now they're not gonna back off. Esports. In CTM. It's called Dreamer Cell. All down is there. Makoto though comes into the backside, trying to get the side blades off, but Natsumi has got it to work. The bristle dropping low and does end up dropping. Hyde in trouble. He's going to try and run now, but Natsumi's going to have his way. He'll just keep going. FBZ though, Makoto, they'll turn around now. Natsumi going to be targeted 4 starts every single way, but it's the wrong way that time around. Is now play hard. Going to be targeted. The Earth Spike there to try and hold them back. I'm going to blink out. The buybacks from Boom may have given them this free Roshan now. They say free Roshan, but obviously they paid for it. They do end up getting it. Aegis up on Makoto. Dreamer Cell, he'll take the cheese. I believe Dreamer Cell may have gotten the shards as well for himself. Should be a nice power spike now for Boom.
Yeah, that's massive. Second life out on Mikato. He can stand up in front. His BKB is doing a lot of work in these team fights. Neon, they kind of dropped the ball. They forced the issue. They jumped too far. They couldn't instantly burst Dreamo Cell, and it kind of went south from there. Right now, instead of jumping the bristle, you need to jump this TA first. You have to prevent Mikato from getting refraction and just popping the BKB and running around, getting control, getting damage off, as this does open up more opportunities for Boom. They can shove in the top lane a bit, fortifies enough to push them back a touch, and you do get the respawn on Natsumi. But I think our Ursa right now as well definitely needs a BKB. He needs some defensive items up on Natsumi. When he stands in front, if the Impale flies through for our Nyx at a good angle, it's just, he's kind of gone. And the cookie stun as well has been pretty on point from Kescute, so you want some protection out for Natsumi. He can't afford to just be kited around in the middle of fights, but it is the nature of Ursa. It's his shortcoming. You just run circles around him, can't really chase you. There's a lot of slows coming through with Dreamosal if he just focuses his lasers you on him. And the traps are also slowing down Natsumi in a big way. So Boom have to be able to play around that advantage they've got over the Ursa in that game, in that case, and kind of just keep building up. 2k lead up for Boom, 22-13, so lagging behind the kill board, but it doesn't matter when you've gotten a nice 3k lead. You've just been able to outperform the side of Neon, just be so much more efficient in that jungle than you'd want them to be.
Radiant are scanning for
TM. Scouted in that mid lane. Get back to the triangle. Harsh gonna back from that bot lane. They obviously understand that they don't want to fight into that Aegis right now. Kodo miraculously just being able to farm up and catch up, and the net worth board that Hurricane Pike next. Neon obviously with their own heroes right now waiting for their next spike, but they've got a basher up on Natsumi. They might want to go. Dreamosal's going to show himself and play hard. Now Yopaj around, they didn't really want to initiate there, and Yopaj actually going to TP up top and start bombing that lane. So now if you're Boom, you definitely are looking for an opening.
Yeah, you know that the gyro's a bit far out. They do manage to control back in the triangle here for Neon though. So I think they're just going to play as 5, try to ride out as much of the Aegis as possible, catch up on farm. I'm getting a bit worried for Yopaj's build-up. Like, he's rushing to BKB, he has the E-Blade up. We've seen that save from the burst damage coming out from TA and even the Quilts. It delays the damage from Quilts stacking up. But feels like you need some damage to come out from Yopaj soon now. You want to kind of pivot on this Gyrocopter for a more traditional build-up. And for now, it doesn't look like they'll be able to. He's still saving up for that BKB.
Dreamosal. The triangle for a bit, but does end up backing off. Very a lot of tension in this game, it feels. Hyde. Last with the Vendetta. Archie shows himself in the mid. Maybe they try to jump the gyro. Oh, play hard. He's the one that goes in with the Hex. Gonna really commit quite yet. Harsh, as the tomb out, gets level 20.
The seeds of fortune.
Rocket barrage damage, fair enough. Kodo, I mean, they still have the Aegis, they still have the cheese. They definitely want to fight right now. Neon are being very clever with the way they're positioning themselves, giving the opening whatsoever to the side of Boom Esports. So it's going to feel kind of bad for Boom, working that hard and committing that many buybacks to get the Aegis and not really being able to get anything out of it. But that may be the case very soon, as it is set to expire eventually.
Yeah, they don't have too much time here. Neon's done a really good job of just waiting this out, sitting back, getting some farm up. They are smoking it right around the right time. So it's about 8 seconds until expiry, and that should be perfect to force a fight here from Neon. If they can get the jump on Dreamosal somehow, or on Mikado, that could be really big, but he's playing it safe. He's hiding under that tier 2.
The one's just kind of avoiding OB Neon. Snaps himself back. Yopaj trying to bait them in that mid lane, but Esports, they know something is wrong here.
Radiant are scanning for
In fact, now Dreamosal's got the Aghanim Scepter up, so perhaps you just go for a counter smoke. The play. Oh, and the Axe on the Nyx Assassin. That's a big one.
Oh boy, we've seen that really caused issues for Neon before. I believe it was yesterday where they just kind of struggled against, I believe it was Zephyr on the Nyx with the Axe. So he's going to be really disruptive in the middle now. Here, Hyde is just going to be able to get all the control he wants. So much control. You have to be super careful. This is looking pretty scary from Boom. 5k lead up. They're looking to force something out with their own smoke, or at least with the Vendetta up and Hyde.
Dreamercell, Hyde, they're going to move it. They found Natsumi. That's a big target, but Natsumi will turn around onto Dreamercell. There he heads out. CTM now trying to go down as well as that Bristle, but he does get the 4-staff away. Instead, onto FBZ. The Nature's Prophet falling low himself. Meanwhile, Playhard does get away. FBZ somehow still alive. Yopan's moving back in. They've got one down. There goes your Prophet, but Makoto will go for the fight. CTM will protect Yopan as he tries to get out, but Dreamercell is all over it. Yopan's out of range now. He might just make it out, just barely, as they just can't catch the man. Instead, they'll have to go on to the others. Natsumi, he will drop. Januel, he will go down as well, or perhaps not. He is out of there at CTM with a boot hip stomp, does save the day. A 2-for-1 trade, it looked like. Boom. They came out on top in the end. It just took a while for the rest of Boom to make their way over to try and join that team fight, but Neon, they had a good start, they just weren't quite able to finish the bristleback. The FBZ, he took quite a while as well to go down.
It's not good for Neon. It takes so much for them to try to focus down Dreamercell, and then they have all these 4-staffs coming through, they have the cookie to relocate Dreamercell, and they didn't have vision to stop Hyde. Like, he just burrowed in, got all his spells. He kept burning the mana on CTM, so he couldn't really get a hoof stomp off until way late in the fight. And that's just a lot of issues for Neon. They need to be ready with detection now. They need to maybe just prioritize killing off the Nyx first, because Hyde is actually allowing the space out for Dreamercell to get off all his stacks, to get off to build up the Warpath, and just go from there. It's just looking so good from Boom right now in terms of lining up their fights. And Neon, because of this build-up they went for, because of this kind of a really early build-up they went on both their Ursa and the Gyro, it feels like they're scaling towards late. It's going to take so much longer. Like, the BKB is going to help on your Paj, but there's a damage issue right now. Like, there's a very big damage issue. E-Blade's just not enough to find that burst that you need. It honestly feels like a much more defensive item pickup here on your Paj, just to ensure that you're not going to melt to the TA or acting as a soft disarm to the TA. It's not quite there. Like, now at this point, 33 minutes in, just relying on the Gyrocopter spells to find your kills, it's not that strong. Like, it's just not enough. It's not going to scale at this point. And they're going to need to, again, find a way to get your Paj some farm, to build up into maybe more of a traditional Gyrocopter build. Maybe he's down the line, he can get an Ags up, at least a casual Maelstrom if you're really just going on budget items, considering what he has queued up next, and try to go from there. But there's not enough space to get that farm up anymore. Like, Boom's just all over the place.
Gonna continue with this pause as like Kensuke might take a bit more time. Your reconnection out, Kensuke. See what they can get done out of this though. Like, can you actually get an objective? They might try for that bottom tier 3, force a buyback out of CTM. Or they might just back off, and it seems as though Boom is not going to decide to try and pressure the objectives. Just push out the lanes and keep the farm up, but apparently no real rush for them to try and go high ground.
I think they've got really good scaling into the late game for Boom. I think they see what Neon was building on the Jar and Ursa, and they know that. All right, they've got the timer on Neon. We're not the ones with the timer. We went with traditional build on our TA. We went with a traditional build on our Bristle, and even our NP is not that strange. With which played up BKB and Hurricane Pike. Like, they're just able to kite around the Ursa when the worst case scenario comes and Natsumi's in front of them. They just 4-staff around, they get the cookie off, they throw them down. Neon, I think what they need to do right now is maybe win out the Roche fight in a minute 40 when that Roche will respawn. They definitely need Aegis Cheese plus I think the Ags would be much more beneficial over a refresh here for them as well. And once you maybe win that objective, you can take it from there. Boom, they're 9k ahead, which is big, but it's not that substantial. Like the gap between Yapaj and Mikado is about 3k, maybe one intermediate item in between, so it's not too bad to play against. Even FBZ is only about a k above Yapaj and Natsumi, so you can kind of still play with this. It's just really difficult. Neon has to execute perfectly, and they always have to watch out for Hyde. Like Hyde has been setting up so well with the Vendetta and the Burrow. Like, I'd say burst down the Nyx first if possible.
Now, both teams gonna just sit back, take it easy, and well, Roshan is up in 45 seconds, so that might be the objective Boom's waiting for. Try and get that third Roshan of the game, but Obi and Neon, of course, are not going to be willing to just allow that to happen. Sentry down, going to scout out Hyde. Hyde doesn't really know it yet, but will run out of range, but no, play hard. He's there with the dust down and the Hex. They've got one to get things started. Bigger committed. That'll be one kill. Roshan still going to be 15 seconds off, though. Been too early to the party.
To the temple's defense.
Suppose worst case scenario, Hyde does have the buyback if necessary.
Good way to start though. Like, you definitely need the Nyx out of the picture, and they immediately re-smoke. They can take the 45 a lot easier.
Oh, here we go. They found FBZ. Your buyback's been committed now. They're going to try and burst them down in time. The hoop stop did not catch FBZ. Instead, they got Kenskew on the snap buyback. He's going to spin the buyback. Januel, borrowed time already popped. He'll try and run. Makoto, meanwhile, gets play hard onto CTM. They want the Centaur dead, and they'll get the Centaur dead. Januel is going to be able to TP out, but you've lost two there. CTM, he can commit the buyback. Unfortunately for Neon, Roshan is now up. They may have assumed it was going to be a late timer, but that was not the case. They were just a little bit too early.
They lose out on Aegis Cheese themselves. It's a refresh to hand over onto FBZ. So you're in really dire straits now if you're Neon. 9k behind, 25 to 17. You have to play this high ground perfectly at this point. And for Boom, they have so much room for error. They've got a second life on Mikado. They've got a refill on Dreamocell. They can go for these tier 2s and start eyeing the high ground. And Neon have no option. Your pod should not be playing outside. He should just focus up on the high ground, hold out with his team, and just hope for the best in the next few movements.
Esports. Get the tier 2 mid tower, they're going to back. Get very conservative play here from Boom. Kodo, it's quite funny to see that he's got a Daedalus in his backpack and he doesn't have the room for it. Like, of all things, the Daedalus has to sit in the backpack for Makoto right now. Maybe he'll switch out the boots later on, but I suppose while he's farming, he doesn't really need the Daedalus. It's fine.
Yeah, I think it's fair. Like, the damage is nice, but you really want that pike on hand on the BKB, and you don't want to be kited around by slower speed. Like TA without boots is definitely feels a bit on the slower end, but there you go, you swap it, and now Mikado makes the choice. Slower speed, more damage, much better for him. And now he just needs to find a good blink angle. Neon, though, venturing outside of base. A bit risky here.
Spotted out Makoto, that's the reason why, but Makoto now spotted them out. This could be really bad. Your punch is in between a rock and a hard place. He'll get the call down. CTM's in. Makoto trying to focus down the gyrocopter, but the finger out. They've got Hyde. Play hard also drops. CTM getting quite low. Makoto with the damage output will take him out. They both have buyback on the side of Neon. Not so much behind on the Nyx Assassin. The Boom are going to try and force those buybacks and go high ground.
You don't have mana and Dreamocell, but he does have a cheese on hand. He doesn't really care about this.
Can they punish? They've got to get something. Play hard. He's right in, but he doesn't have any help. The fourth stuff is not going to get into the high ground. It may not matter, though. They'll try to focus out Dreamocell. Play hard's holding down the TA into the hoop stop now. CTM, they're not allowing Makoto to move, but now Makoto can. He'll try. Your pass with the ghost form. Going to leave the day for Neon. Dream is on meanwhile trying to go into the gyrocopter, but the 4-star will be enough to get him out. Play hard, goes back in for some reason. Oh, play hard is... I think he might have misclicked there, John. Definitely not the way he wanted to blink.
Radiant's middle barracks.
Oh, and now Boom, knowing that the Lion does not have buyback, he will be able to go for a secondary ramps. Natsumi taking so much damage in Parch. He's trying to get the damage out, but he hasn't got that much left. CTM will get the hoop stop in. Omega continues brings out. And now they'll try and focus down the gyrocopter. Natsumi, he's back after the fountain, gives him the reset onto FBZ, but he doesn't really have that much damage. The damage is not there from our Ursa. CTM again will get a sign of call down. It's all onto Makoto. He's trying to fight back up against his TA, but Makoto's not dying yet. Yopaj, he'll eventually get him down for one life. But they've lost both racks now. That's going to be enough for Boom. There's no need to go overboard here if you're Boom Esports. We'll just set up for the bot lane next.
Yeah, they can just look for the pushback. They've got the respawn here on Hyde, so the Nyx is around with a burrow. For Neon, you do have play hard back up. So he can maybe get another good Hex Earth Spike combination for his team along with CTM's Hoof Stomp. They can get the numbers advantage. I think they've been doing the right thing by killing off Hyde first. The issue is they can't really handle everyone else. Like, they can't melt through Mikoto at this point. They can't melt through Dreamocell, especially once he's out of mana. Like, sure, Dreamocell can't cast spells, but you don't really do damage on the Ursa with his Diffusal. You just don't. It's not the same as, say, Battlefield where you could cleave off your damage on the Bristle, try to melt the rest of the team. This was an all-in solution that kind of feels like a dead end for now.
Play hard. Easy kill.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they know there's no buyback.
Mind are as one.
Boom Esports, they can start applying pressure again. They already have down that bot side. You've got those graded treants moving in, but Yopaj will go ahead and clean them up. We are at that point now where you'd love to see the gyrocopter with a bit more damage, but it might be too late to switch up builds now. They'll kind of just have to go with it. To be fair though, you wouldn't mind seeing some Dagons pop up with that Ethereal Blade.
How long can
It feels like one of those scenarios. Spawn in the same TTM. Down the homing missile, Yopaj is going to get Abyssal Bladed up, but the 4-star's going to save him. Unfortunately, the tier 3 tower can't be saved too easily as FBZ is going to get right to work.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Onto the last lane of Barracks. This will be mega creep for Boom Esports if they can get him, but play hard, he's jumped in. He's got a big Earth Spike out. Makoto, no, it's going to be Kesuke who drops first. Makoto now being focused down. Natsumi trying to get it done, but Hyde in the burrow, just stunning them up. Natsumi, he might need to run. Dreamer still just chasing him down the bristle with the 4-slap. Going to save the day to Yopaj. He has dropped on the gyrocopter. This is looking to be all over. They've lost play hard. Natsumi will drop and they call it. GG is called. Boom Esports, they will win a series themselves. And that means, Sean, team is still tied, and we are going to a third series.
Yeah, this is unfortunate for Neon, but Boom, they rinse off. They managed to get this comfort pick out for Mikado. They play a really mean Bristle.
didn't know you could call a timeout for more.